welcome back to Tech Day's 10-minute IT Jams. I'm Tech Day's Managing Editor, and today our feature company is TNS. TNS provides networking and integrated data services. It has worked with organisations in the financial and payments industry for more than 30 years. In that time, the industry's needs have changed dramatically, and TNS's mission has remained the same: to help customers expand, compete, and thrive in a connected global world. So let's find out more about TNS from John Tait, Global Managing Director for TNS's Payment Market business. Welcome, John.
Hi, Sarah, and thanks very much for having me.
Not a problem. Okay, so for an IT manager that hasn't worked with TNS before, what are your key products and offerings?
Yeah, well, as you said, TNS is best known by our customers for helping create, build, and operate mission-critical payment platforms. We deploy infrastructure solutions that enable the acceptance, the communication, and the processing of a payment card transaction. So we have products that help IT managers capture a card-based payment, whether it be physically in store at an attended or unattended point of sale terminal, online via a web or an e-commerce site, or via a digital app. We then sort of recognise that once that payment is captured, that an IT manager needs to process and transact that transaction from the point of acceptance through to the point of authorization and settlement. So we then deploy products that transact and communicate that transaction across a payment network. And those products specifically to call out really are our managed connectivity solutions, and they include our TNS Secure SD-WAN product offering, which is a solution that we deploy in partnership with Fortinet. We have our TNS Cloud Connect products that securely connect organizations to cloud-based providers like Azure and AWS. And we have a suite of wireless connectivity solutions that allow an organization to participate on their payment devices on a domestic or a roaming SIM product that moves a transaction across a wireless set of connectivity solutions.
Brilliant. So I would imagine you've been very busy in the last few months. Can you talk a little bit about your most recent product announcements or improvements?
Yeah, you're right. Like many businesses, the last 12 months have been very different for our organisation. And firstly, we're very proud that we've been able to manage our way through the pandemic, ensuring that our staff, our partners, and our business operations have remained safe and healthy. So, like many of us across the globe, we've had an interesting 12 months that's been quite innovating and challenging in many different ways for all of us. But secondly, one of the things at the core of what we've done over the last 12 months is really ensure that our innovation activity has continued at pace. And we've spent most of our energy over the past 12 months innovating around our managed service capability in three primary areas. The first one is supporting our clients through the shift and the rapid change in digitalization. The second thing is being able to help clients rapidly adopt and connect to the cloud. And the third thing that's been a real big focus for us, particularly where we play, is around cybersecurity and the protection and the management of secure information. So in the digital and cloud space, over the last 12 months, we've launched a partnership with Fortinet's secure SD-WAN technology, and we've launched our SD-WAN managed service capability, really to help organizations move into that digital age and be able to access the cloud in more effective ways in the way in which SD-WAN does versus the old traditional hub and spoke technology that IT managers used to need to manage. And in fact, we've actually deployed this capability in New Zealand with our first partner across the retail network of Z Energy. And that's now live and in production over in New Zealand. Secondly, as an organisation, as you said at the outset, that operates in the payment space, we're what's called a PCI DSS certified and compliant corporation. So we've announced the launching of a range of applications to help organisations minimise the burden of protecting information and managing the threat of cybersecurity. So in this area, we've spent the last 12 months really focusing in on two areas. First of all, we've launched the point-to-point encryption services, and we've introduced the management of a network switch services that basically brings that capability to enable us to process an encrypted payment transaction from the point of acceptance through to the point of getting it off to a banking partner for an organization securely and safely, which the return for an organization that partners with us in that space is that it minimizes the obligations that they may have around PCI compliance and certifications and the reporting obligations that go with that. So it protects the integrity of data, it protects the carriage of data, and more importantly, it helps provide the security and the brand integrity for an organization that partners with us across these new services that we've deployed and launched. And lastly, for us, you know, we work in the real-time payments arena, which is mission critical. You know, pre-pandemic, organizations had an ability to have a level of redundancy in their payments acceptance through cash. And if a credit card or a point of sale terminal or a website wasn't working to accept a payment, usually cash was the go-to disaster recovery plan for someone to accept an alternative payment. Coming out of the pandemic, what we've seen is a number of trends that have seen a significant shift in the way in which consumers want to make and purchase goods. And it's now all utilizing or largely utilize electronic means, whether it's card-based payments, digital wallet, or contactless. It's certainly the evolution that we've seen been accelerated over the last sort of 12 months. So one of the things that we spend a lot of time in our business is managing the resiliency, the redundancy, the scalability at an infrastructure that enables us to provide the mission critical services that we provide to support our customers. A big part of what we've done on the back of that infrastructure build out that we've continued to make in our organization is to bring to market new business intelligence portals, which brings some data analytics and some business intelligence to our clients and our partners to enable them to be able to better report and see what's happening within their payments network across the infrastructure that we support for them. So we call that our business intelligence set of portals that we've been able to launch. So it has been a busy 12 months, and we continue to make sure that innovation is at the core of a lot of things that we do and create.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you mentioned you're working with Z Energy in New Zealand. So let's talk about what other infrastructure and resources you have in Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah, so TNS is an organisation that operates across the world. We sit in 60 markets globally, and in Australia and New Zealand, we're an organisation that's been in these markets for 20 years. But we're an organisation not many people know about. We're a brand that sits behind the brands, if that makes sense, and we do the heavy lifting in the background for many brands and banks and payment processors and retailers and ATM deployers across the marketplace in Australia and New Zealand. So we've been down here for 20 years. We've got about 120 staff across the Tasman on both sides, sitting in 4 different locations, 4 offices that we have across both Australia and New Zealand. And we operate diverse data centres across 6 different locations on both sides of the Tasman, so that we've got plenty of resilience and redundancy in the underlying infrastructure that we support because of the mission critical nature of the services that we provide. We don't publish it explicitly, but we process just over 1 billion odd transactions in the Australian and New Zealand markets on an annual basis. So very important strategic markets for us, long-term commitment, very deep ingrained relationships, and a lot of talented people that sit for us in these 2 markets that operate our organisation on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely. So if a partner or an enterprise end user wanted to contact TNS, what is the best way that they can do so?
Yeah, there's a couple of ways. The first thing is they can always email me. We're always open for business. So my email is jtait, T-A-I-T, @tnsi.com, or our websites, and you can come through via a digital entry form into our website, and we'll get in contact with somebody. Or equally on our websites, we have the contact numbers for each of our offices that we have located across the globe. So we're open for business, and would be delighted to hear from anyone that would like to learn more about our services.
Brilliant. So that concludes our 10-minute IT Jam with John Tait. Thank you so much for talking to us today, John.
Thanks very much for having me, and have a good day.